He Knows You're Alone is a 1980 slasher film from MGM. It's directed by Armand Mastroianni, and it stars Caitlin O'Heaney, Don Scardino, Paul Gleason, James Reborn, and Tom Hanks in his film debut. He Knows You're Alone was a commercial hit, and is the first film to have been clearly inspired by John Carpenter's Halloween. The picture is about a soon-to-be bride who is stalked by a killer the weekend before her wedding. The film has a similar killer to Halloween, although unmasked in this one, and with one of the most genuinely frightening faces in horror history. He moves just like Michael Myers, and similar Halloween-style theme music plays throughout the film. Although this picture was released 3 months after Friday the 13th, which had shocking and never-before-seen explicit violence, this picture, just like Halloween, hardly had any violence at all, and most of the murders either happen in the shadows or are cut away. Also, being not the primary aspect of slasher films, He Knows You're Alone is really well lit and shot with dynamic cinematography. However, this lack of violence in the film, as well as lack of sexuality, makes this film quite neutral in terms of narrative, and nothing really exciting or that interesting happens. This was perhaps because the picture was originally supposed to have been financed by American International Pictures' Samuel Z. Arkoff. However, Arkoff was unable to finance the film for some reason or another, and so the picture ended up being shot on half of its original budget, and perhaps this was the reason for the lack of gore effects. The two best things about this picture are, first of all, the debut of Tom Hanks, who has an amusing little role, and it's really fun to see Tom Hanks in a slasher film. Apparently, Tom Hanks was supposed to have been killed off in the picture, but the filmmakers liked him so much that they decided not to kill him in the end. This really shows what a charismatic and likable persona Tom Hanks was right from the beginning of his career. But the best thing about this movie is the ending. I personally didn't expect it at all, and although it's not entirely realistic, it works perfectly as a great shocking ending to a slasher film. He Knows You're Alone also has a great scene in a Funfair's House of Horrors ride. It is really cool, and I personally think more horror films should make use of the House of Horrors ride. It's such a cinematic gem. Also, this was probably the picture that inspired Wes Craven's movie theater opening to Scream 2, as this picture opens with basically the exact same thing. So, to sum up, He Knows You're Alone isn't a very good slasher film overall, but if you like slasher films, check this one out, because it's quite refreshing to see a really atmospherically calm slasher film, and it does have some cool elements in it, and it's really well shot, and has a great ending.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed this BlumenFalck Film Talk video. We upload every Friday. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you give us a like? And hey, maybe subscribe to get more content like this every week.